act crazy. Set up food banks. They talking about no food stamps. Y'all can take y'all purses if y'all want to. Y'all can take y'all purses if y'all want to. I ain't taking no purse. Yeah, steak. What you mean steak? We about to eat good over here, baby. I ain't stopping shit. Lobster tail, quit playing. Get y'all, fuck them little purses. Get a trash bag. You hear me? Get a trash bag. Cause who? We gonna be eating steak for Thanksgiving. We might have a steak off around here. Yeah, y'all see that? Play with somebody else, government. Build systems and create community.
So that's the answer. That's the answer, right? And let's be honest here. I feel like she probably has kids. And to me, that's the saddest part about all this. The fact that she's probably got kids somewhere, and this is who they're getting their tutelage from. This is who is ultimately preparing them for life. And by preparing them for life, I just mean keeping them alive. Because when these kids, they're going to be the opposite of prepared for life. They're going to have to undo all the trauma, as well as just all the frame of references that they had to witness of all the bad behavior that she did that was normal to them at the time. But when they get out in life, what they're going to realize is, no, that's not really how things work out here. You've been dealt a bad hand, and, they'll be eating good, but their internal sustenance, more so on a spiritual level and more so just on a mental level, is going to be famished. And my main problem is that I don't really see a lot of people thinking like that, because even if we dial it back to the character aspect of this, okay, if it was truly survival, if it was truly about survival, you could have still done the right thing and not get the most expensive things. She had lamb chop, she had ribeyes in there, and she had lobster. So she decided to steal the most expensive things that would hurt the company's or the store's bottom line the most, as well as that's not even the smart thing to do, because in most states, whether or not you get a felony for stealing is going to come down to how much everything costs. So by buying the more expensive things, you might have just taken a misdemeanor theft up to a felony. So it's just wrong all the way across the board. Let's watch
someone on here talking about EBT and how they're happy that there's restrictions in certain states for what people can buy. And I know that y'all are probably sick of hearing it, but if it doesn't personally affect you, I don't get why you care so much about what people are buying for their own households. Like, what does it matter that you're literally paying $32 a year for people to eat? This includes the military, the homeless, the veterans, the single mothers, children. And also they were saying, oh, well, it's illegal to feed other people. So now you're saying that you have a problem if you're cooking dinner and one of their family members comes over.
See, first of all, let's just address the hypocrisy right off the bat. Let's go back to this.
You're paying $32 a year for people to eat households. Like, I don't get why you caring it, but if it doesn't personally affect you, I don't get why you care.
If it doesn't personally affect you, she doesn't get why you care so much. Let's go back to her. How much do y'all want to bet that she cares so much about things that don't personally affect her? Just off the look, right? Because we're just going to be objective over here. So should we use that same argument and say, Well, I'm not LGBT, so you shouldn't care about their plight because it doesn't personally affect you. We can even go as far as the newest thing in the news right now, the Somalis. If it doesn't personally affect you, don't go and advocate on their behalf. So that's why that's a dumb argument. At the end of the day, people talk about what doesn't personally affect them if it's something being done that's wrong, right? Otherwise, we wouldn't be where we are today. There had to be other people aside from black people that it didn't personally affect that had to also say, no, segregation is wrong. And that's how we got change. So that's a bad argument to pin yourself into, because people get on board with plights that don't personally affect them all the time. And I don't think that she's going to keep that same energy on the other side, because I believe that she probably has a lot of different plights that don't personally affect her, but that she advocates on behalf of.
So much about what people are buying for their own households. Like, what does it matter that you're literally paying $32 a year for people to eat? This includes the military, the homeless, the veterans, the single mothers, children. And also they were saying, oh, well, it's illegal to feed other people. So now you're saying that you have...
Notice she listed out all the groups that are usually the people that we don't even have to say that we're not referring to them. We're not referring to veterans. We're not referring to the elderly, the disabled, when we say that they shouldn't get benefits. What we're referring to is the able-bodied people, and maybe even the able-bodied people who have chosen and still continue to choose to put certain self-inflicted wounds on themselves. That's who we're addressing. But I didn't hear her say that. I didn't hear her say the able-bodied single people with no kids, or the ones who intentionally abuse the system. I didn't hear her say that.
Have a problem if you're cooking dinner and one of their family members comes over and they eat the food that they bought with food stamps, that you have a problem with that. I mean, how cruel can you be? Like, mind your own business. I'm so sick of hearing it. Every time you look at a comment about EBT, it's them, well, we pay for it, so we should be able to tell you what you can and cannot eat. And if we can't afford it, then you shouldn't be able to afford it. Well, first of all, EBT, what people that get EBT, they get it all in one lump sum. I understand that it's hard for people that are working full-time jobs because they don't get that money all in one lump sum. For food specifically, they have to pay their bills with it as well. So it's a little bit different. Do you know what I'm saying? You have to think about the whole picture instead of just being like, yeah, well, we get to decide what you want to eat because we pay for it. Like, you don't pay that much.
Much. But she said, mind your own business. So that means we pay. So that means it is our business. Have you noticed that if a situation happens with body cam footage with an officer, they have to give up that body cam footage. As a regular person, you can go and request certain body cam footage. Same when it comes to municipal funds. You can go and see what your county is spending in funds, and they can actually give you the paperwork to show, because it's open record. Why? Because we pay into it. So therefore, it's our business. So she just made a lot of bad arguments, and then she said, mind your own business. Well, why is this your business? Right? Because I've just articulated why it is our business. But why is it your business to try to convince other people whose business it is to mind their own business? So you just don't like what we're talking about, because what she's just shown is that she gets into other people's business too, because this segment isn't her business. She can just go on about her life and not worry about what people are saying. She just doesn't like the opposite spectrum of things being talked about. It's okay if you talk about it on the good side, but she doesn't want to accept the balance that comes with this, where there's going to be another side that's going to talk about the opposite argument. And in my opinion, that's just not tolerant. The people who want people to be so tolerant a lot of times are the least tolerant. And I think that's amazing. We have to tolerate it. It's none of our business that people come on here and they brag about the things that they have, just like the first lady. That was none of our business that she had to just come on here and show that she done stole everything in a trash bag. But she made it our business. So now we get to talk about it. Just like she gets to talk about what we're talking about. So it's just silly. I usually don't even address it, but we can bring it to the light because why not? This is what we do, right?
So I just finally got confirmation that food stamps is officially cut for next month. And the thing about a lot of stereotypes is they say that if you're on SNAP benefits, you don't work hard, you sit on your butt and you just collect checks, when that's not the case. I work hard every single day. I get up every single day and clean houses, and I still rely on food stamps to feed my 6 children because the prices are so high. It's unrealistic to think about not having food stamps. Next month, I'm so terrified because 6 babies are always eating. Plus myself, I eat about 1 meal a day, but still. And it's like, they always say don't rely on the government, but sometimes, like in situations right now where the government literally has raised prices over 300% on just everything, eggs, milk, everything, you do have to rely on stamps, especially in my situation where I just got custody of 3 children on top of mine. So we need it. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm terrified right now, and I don't know if anyone else is scared, but this is scary. But like, Trump needs to figure something out. I don't know, this is so messed up right
now. Man, 6 children. 6 freaking children. Let me tell you something. If you have 6 children, bare minimum, you should have to have 500,000 in the bank before you decide to start having all those kids. And I just really say this to say that should be something that you prepare in advance. You should already know that you want 6 children, and then you should start preparing from there before you have the 6 children. But so many people just do impulsive decisions, and then they try to start preparing in real time while they're already in the thick of it. And we just have to be honest, man. You knew at 3 children that was a lot, that was a stretch. And then you doubled down. No pun intended, because you got 6 now. So I think that's all we have to say about that. At the end of the day, she's where she is now. So she has to figure it out. But at the same time, I know she mentioned that she works, but we got to start understanding there's tiers and there's levels to work, right? Me as a single man, right? If I'm a single man and I don't have no kids, okay, I can work 40 hours. I can take care of myself. That's the first tier. Now, me as a married man with 2 kids, now I'm at tier 2. Now maybe I have to work 60 hours a week. If I choose to, as a man, say I want a big family and I want to have 5 kids, 6 kids, wife or spouse is optional. But if I say I want to have 6 kids, guess what? I'm at tier 3 now. I have to work 100 hours a week. And I know she mentioned she's working, so it shouldn't, we shouldn't get down on her or whatever. But you choose to have 6 kids and then you choose to take on 3 more, ma'am, I'm going to expect to see that you're working 100 hours a week. And I've done that before. I've worked 120 hours a week consistently for 3 years before, straight. So it's possible. And I did that without all those responsibilities. But you're going to have that drive if you choose to take on that many. It's just that simple, in my opinion, the way that I think. Because I'm thinking in a way of how can I actually responsibly handle this? Whereas most people they just do whatever they do. And then the way that they think is, who's going to save me from this? So I can start clean, start fresh. But that's not how things necessarily work in life. Fortunately, we live in a time where it kind of is. But historically, that hasn't been how things are. So people are really privileged and they should really appreciate that. But let's leave it there. Y'all like the video. Also subscribe. Oh, hype the video. Y'all, by hyping the video, what that does is that helps smaller content creators. It's a feature that YouTube has added. And that basically gives us visibility like the larger content creators. So do that for me, please. And then Also, feel free to join the Patreon. It's in the description if you want to see self-improvement content. Until then, I'll catch you in the next video.